It was a normal New York morning until a mysterious USB landed in Clara Mitchell's hands. One tiny drive, and the course of her life was about to change forever. Curiosity, courage, and a single choice, that's all it took to rewrite her story. Watch till the end, and if it grabs you, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and stay for more amazing stories. It was a typical morning in New York. The sky was perfectly clear, sunlight reflecting brilliantly off the tall glass buildings. But inside Clara Mitchell, a heavy, deep silence had settled. She stood right by the window of her small apartment, watching the busy street below intently. People were moving quickly, some rushing toward offices, some talking loudly on their phones, some clutching cups of coffee in a hurry. Everyone was flowing in the current of their own lives, fully absorbed in their routines. Only Clara's current had come to an abrupt halt, as if time had separated itself just for her. At 30 years old, she had earned a respectable senior position with a salary to match. Friends and colleagues would say, "You're living your dream, Clara." But the reality slapped her every day. It was not a dream, but a heavy burden pressing down on her shoulders. Suddenly, her phone vibrated. The screen showed the name of the corporate HR. Her heart skipped a beat for a moment. She knew why this call had come. Yesterday's meeting, that one sentence that had slipped from her mouth and perhaps shouldn't have. "I am not comfortable with this decision. It's not right." After that sentence, the entire boardroom had gone silent for a moment. The CEO's eyes fixed on her. First a brief flicker of surprise, then a cold, calculated smile. "Think about it, Clara. This is how things work here. If you have a problem, it's yours, not the company's." Now she moved slowly away from the window, took a deep breath, and picked up the phone. "Hello?" Her voice was professional, completely detached. From the other side came a formal, dry voice. "Clara, we've all discussed and decided that it would be best if you took some time off, effective immediately, starting today." Time off, a gentle phrase, yet its meaning was clear. Your time here is over. The call ended. Clara placed the phone on the desk slowly. No tears fell, no scream escaped. Just a deep, heavy silence spreading inside her. This story was not just about losing a job. It was about a major decision, a clear rejection, and the real cost of speaking the truth in American corporate culture. The phone rang again. The scream showed an unknown number. Clara hesitated for a moment, then picked up. "Hello, Clara? This is your former HR." The voice was slightly softer, but carried an artificial sympathy. "We were thinking maybe there's a chance to reconsider, if you're willing to show some flexibility." Flexibility, meaning compromise, meaning silence, meaning accepting the old way. Clara looked at the fridge, nearly empty, the rent deadline looming overhead. Her heart wavered for a moment, almost ready to say yes. Then she remembered Jack Reynolds, the junior analyst who had flatly refused to falsify data, the file lying on Clara's desk, the signature she had never given. She took a deep breath and in a slow but firm voice said, "No, I cannot do this. Thank you for considering it." The call ended. Silence filled the apartment completely. Only the soft hum of the fridge could be heard. No tears fell. Just a deep exhaustion, and a question that still echoed repeatedly in her mind. Was it all really worth the price? One morning, Clara was lost in deep thought, when suddenly a simple white envelope slid under the door and entered. It was handwritten with only her name on it, Clara Mitchell. Clara did not know this name. Her heart began to race. In the quiet of the morning, this unexpected object sparked a curiosity, leaning more toward excitement than fear. She picked up the envelope, opened it, and inside was a small handwritten note attached to a tiny USB drive. The note read, "If you truly want to take control of your life, this could be your first step. Trust no one blindly. Follow these instructions carefully and see where they lead you. Clara's hands trembled slightly as she plugged the USB into her laptop. The laptop screen lit up, revealing a simple file. Step 1. Create something that can never be taken from you. For the first time, Clara thought, maybe my life doesn't need anyone else's approval. Maybe I can forge my own path without any company or boss. She opened a blank document on her laptop and began typing. Skills, people, resources. It was simple, practical, and entirely possible. No grandiose plans, no waiting, just immediate action. She started submitting proposals for projects on freelance websites, called an old colleague for advice, got her first small contract and completed it. I am no longer unemployed. I am building something for myself, step by step. The next morning, coffee in hand, laptop open, the small wins refreshed her spirit. Today was the day to take a bigger step. Step 2 appeared on the USB file. Identify the problem only you can solve. Clara asked herself, what is my unique skill? What can I offer that no one else can? At first, her mind was tangled, thoughts scattered. Then, gradually, a light of clarity emerged. Many small businesses struggled with online marketing. They needed digital strategies that delivered real results. Clara's extensive experience in digital marketing and creative content made her valuable. This is it. This is my field. This is what sets me apart. Step 2 on the USB included a detailed action plan. Identify clients, understand their problems, prepare solution packages and present them. Start small, then expand gradually. She drafted and sent her first client pitch email. Hello, I have reviewed your business online. By improving your social media presence, I can help increase your customer base. Can we discuss this further? A reply came quickly. This sounds interesting. Can we discuss over a call? Clara's heart leapt with joy. This was the first real impact of her efforts. The call began. The client's questions were sharp, probing. Clara relied on her prepared notes, answered confidently. Result? The first contract secured, a small $500 project. I am no longer just surviving. I am building something. I am truly capable. Momentum began to grow. She uploaded her portfolio online, sent direct messages on LinkedIn and other platforms. Step 3 on the USB appeared. Track results and showcase them as proof. Numbers speak louder than words. This is my principle. A local cafe owner responded, your proposed strategy increased our online orders by 20%. Can you manage a larger campaign? This was her first major client, a $2,000 project. Excitement mixed with nervous tension. She created a content calendar, designed visual ads, and planned an engagement strategy. Within the first week, visible results appeared. More likes, comments, and increased sales. I am becoming a real player. There's no turning back now. Progress was not easy. An old colleague, observing her online presence, offered soft discouragement. How are you doing this? Is it sustainable? Critical emails arrived. Doubts increased. Some people whispered behind her back, she's just lucky, nothing special. Step 4 on the USB appeared. Ignore the noise. Focus on proof. Clara made her decision. Results will speak for themselves, not the envious. I will follow my path. She sought a mentor, an experienced entrepreneur, and learned how to increase pricing, grow sales, and scale the team. She hired her first virtual assistant, delegated routine tasks, emails, scheduling, basic research. Her focus remained in creative work. I am building an empire step by step. This is my story. Business began to grow rapidly. Bigger clients arrived, larger campaigns came. Maintaining work-life balance became a challenge. The risk of burnout was always present. Step 5 on the USB appeared. Seize unexpected opportunities. One day, a national brand reached out. "We've seen your successful campaigns. Can you manage our $10,000 product launch?" Excitement and anxiety merged. This was the biggest opportunity, but also the biggest risk. Clara planned step by step. Market research, team assignment, advertising strategy, content creation. If I fail, it's not just money, it's my reputation on the line. But I am ready. The first week was tough. Ads launched, but technical issues arose. Facebook blocked some ads, emails went to spam folders. Step 6 on the USB appeared. Resolve problems immediately. Adapt quickly. Keep daily reporting. Strength matters more than luck. Team members made small mistakes. Clara guided, advised, and corrected them. She remembered her mentor's words. "Growth is tied to your team, not just you. Take care of them." Leadership is harder than execution, but it's part of learning. Finally, the big result came. 2 weeks later, sales reached $12,000, exceeding expectations. Profit margin, 50%. This was not just financial success, it was confidence, proof that a girl from a small town could compete nationally. The client's testimonial was shared online. Clara's online presence exploded. Bigger clients, speaking opportunities, media features. I have arrived, but this journey is not over. This is just the beginning. Now there was a new situation, maintaining a balance between work and life. The risk of exhaustion was always present, and bigger opportunities demanded even more personal sacrifices. The final stages of the USB promised financial freedom and true autonomy, but this was only possible through intelligence and disciplined action. Clara knew this path would not be easy, yet now she owned it. She opened the final file on the USB. Step 7 illuminated on the screen. Now it's time not just to work, but to build a system that can run without you. Create your company and prepare an exit plan so that freedom becomes real. Clara's heart stopped for a moment. Until now, she had been a freelancer, a lone warrior. But now she realized she could not manage everything alone. Clients were increasing, projects were getting complex, and her life balance was deteriorating further. What if I get sick? What if I take a day off? This business shouldn't just be mine. It should be a machine that can run itself. She sat at her apartment desk, coffee cooling beside her. She searched on her laptop how to register your own company. Hours of research. The LLC option seemed best, as it protected personal assets. Clara filled out the online forms, uploaded the necessary documents, and paid the fee. 2 days later, an email arrived. "Congratulations! Your company, Mitchell Digital Strategies, has been registered." It was a small victory, yet it felt like a weight had been lifted. Now I am not just Clara, I am a CEO. This is the beginning of my empire. It was time to grow the team. Clara posted on LinkedIn, "Passionate individuals wanted for digital marketing, graphic designer and content writer, full-time, remote." Applications poured in, dozens. She conducted interviews, spending hours on Zoom calls. First hire, a young graphic designer, Emma, creative and fast. Second, an experienced content writer, Mark, strategic and insightful. Third, the virtual assistant, previously part-time, now full-time. This is my team. Now we will work together, not just me alone. The first team meeting happened on Zoom. Clara welcomed everyone. This is not just a job, it's a vision. We will help small businesses succeed online, ethically, delivering real results. Everyone nodded, inspired. Clara delegated work. Emma for visuals, Mark for content, the assistant for scheduling. She focused on client relations and strategy. Now came a big step, saying no for the first time. An old major client sent a project, but it smelled of data manipulation. "Clara, it's a small thing. Just be a little creative." Clara took a deep breath and wrote, "Thank you for your offer, but this does not align with our company values. We believe in ethical marketing." After sending it, her heart raced. It was a $5,000 project. But she slept soundly that night, her conscience clear. "This company is mine, and it will run on my terms." Next step, an official office. She was tired of working from the apartment. She found a small co-working space in New York, bright, modern, and affordable. She moved in. For the first time, she sat in a boardroom planning with the team. "This feels real. Now we are a team, a company." It was time to prepare an exit plan. The USB instructions read, "Always have a path to sell your company or make it self-sufficient." Clara consulted a business coach. She explored investment opportunities, took a small bank loan to pay the team and expand marketing, spoke to an investor impressed by her progress. "Your business is scalable. If you want, we can invest." Clara thought, but for now declined. Not yet, but in the future, definitely. One day, the phone rang. The screen showed an old name, a former colleague from her old company. "Clara? It's me, Sarah. I saw your online success. You've really become something. Can I join you?" Clara laughed. This was the same Sarah who previously criticized her. "Think about it. Work here is tough, but there is freedom." Sarah agreed and joined the team. At night, looking out over the city lights from the office window, Clara thought, "Am I still the same Clara who was fired, or have I become something else? A leader, a creator, a free spirit." The journey was not over, but now she owned it completely. Night had deepened. Only a few lights glowed in the workspace, and a single lamp cast a soft glow over Clara's desk. Her bank app was open on the screen. Monthly revenue, $52,300. She leaned back in her chair, closing her eyes slowly. For a moment, everything went silent. Team chats, phone notifications, client emails. Only the sound of her breathing remained. For the first time in years, she remembered that morning, standing by the New York window when HR had said, "Clara, we think it's best if you take some time off." The morning when the fridge had been nearly empty, when she returned chocolate to the grocery shelf, when she had asked herself, "If I stay silent today, who will I be tomorrow?" And then, was all this really worth it? Now the same question arose, but the answer had changed. She stood up and walked to the window. The endless lights of New York no longer frightened her. She was no longer just part of this city. The city was now hers. She smiled softly, as if sharing a secret with herself. Yes, it was worth it. Not just because of the money, not because of the team, not because of 50K, but because I learned speaking the truth has a cost, yet the cost of silence is even greater. I made a choice, and that choice gave me back myself. She closed the laptop. The USB still lay in the drawer, like an old memory, now unnecessary. The person who sent it need not be found. She knew that tomorrow would bring new meetings, new challenges, new responsibilities. But now there was no fear, only peace, a deep, serene peace, because she understood freedom is not a destination, it is a path, and she was walking that path, step by step, with her conscience intact. The last office light went out. Clara turned off her lamp, closed the door, and stepped out. The city was still awake, and so was she. Clara's story reminds us of one simple truth. Sometimes losing everything is the only way to find yourself.
The USB was never about files or steps. It was about courage, choice, and conscience. In a world that rewards silence, Clara chose truth. And that choice didn't just change her career, it gave her back her freedom. If this story made you pause, think, or feel something, like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, leave your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel for more powerful real-life stories. Hit the bell icon because the next story might change the way you see your own life.